So this year marks your 30th season, I understand, at Ravinia. What makes you keep coming back?
Well, I love it. You know, one of the things about Chicago that I've learned, I've played everywhere on Rush Street and the Shapery and the Chicago Theater. And the one that I love the best is Ravinia, because the public just adores to get a real taste of good culture through the season, and they sit under the trees and bring their picnic baskets and relax. They love the music that floats out to them, whoever the artist is on stage. I adore the audience. They treat me wonderful, and it makes me feel so good if I play there.
Are you able to spend time at all in Chicago when you're here? Or
a lot of times I do, yeah, and I enjoy it very much. You know, I have some good friends in town.
Do you have any favorite places that you like to go when you're visiting?
Yeah, I like the Italian restaurant across the street from the Peninsula Hotel.
So, Mr. Bennett, you've won 15 Grammys, if that's correct.
That's right.
2 Emmys, and sold over 50 million records worldwide, and been a Kennedy Center honoree. What would you say has been your proudest moment in your career?
Wow, that's a good question. I think when Sinatra was doing a self-portrait of himself in Life magazine, and he really revealed how he felt about everything, and he just said, for my money, Tony Bennett is the best singer in the whole business, and he excites me when I watch him perform, and it changed my whole career because his mass following said, let's check this out. And from that day on, I've been sold out all over the world.
Well, and speaking of Frank Sinatra, he was also one of your good friends, I understand.
That's true. Well, he was 10 years older than I was, so I considered him my master. You know, that's the kind of music I fell in love with. There was an age of quality, you know, that eulogized the 20s and 30s and 40s, which was the greatest era for music, with Cole Porter and Irving Berlin and George Gershwin and Johnny Mercer. It only happened in the United States, and internationally, those songs are adored. I could go into deep China or Japan, and they love them. They love those songs. They know them. They start singing them with me a lot of times, you know.
Do you have a favorite song or composer from that period?
Well, I personally like Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg, but there's so many. That whole era is magic. To me, the best composer was Cole Porter. Very, very intelligent.
I understand Bob Hope gave you your first big break, and he's the one that suggested shortening your name to Tony Bennett.
Right.
I'm curious if he ended up becoming a friend of yours.
Oh, he was a dear friend. He got a little upset with me because I was against going to Vietnam. You know, he was a very patriotic guy, and he couldn't believe that I didn't want to support that situation, you know. But later on, we just became great friends, and because I started singing from one president after another, and he was always there in the White House with all of them, and we just became great, great friends.
Now, you've dealt with some big challenges in your life. What advice can you give to people?
Well, I like the one that Duke Ellington, in fact, I have it framed in my art studio. It says, number 1, don't quit. Number 2, listen to number 1. Never quit. You know, just no matter how negative things become or confusing they become, you just go straight ahead and just keep learning. You know, it's the wonderful thing about the arts. No matter how much you learn, you can never really say, I'm an artist. You just say, I'm getting better slowly, but I still have this, and that to learn.
You've been such a great success, and you're a firm believer in giving back, and one of your biggest contributions was founding the Frank Sinatra School of the Arts in Queens.
Right.
And I'm wondering, do you visit the school on occasion?
Funny enough, I went by today. I was so knocked out with the work the students are doing. It's unbelievable. We went into the art class, and God almighty, they was painting so good and dancing and acting and singing, and it's so exciting to be around them and to see what great work they're doing already. It's very energizing.
You know, I've been thinking about your music, and it strikes me that listening to you sing makes people feel nostalgic. Do you think that's the key to being a great singer?
I'll tell you, the reason I never want to retire, if I get lucky enough to keep my health, I'm in top shape right now.
Good for you.
And I take good care of myself. I just want to show the young people, without getting on the soapbox and talking about it, that if you take care of yourself, you can get better as you get older.
A lot of people may not know that you're a very fine painter. What role has your painting played in your musical career?
It's the same format, you know. It's all about learning what to leave out, how to simplify something so that it communicates. You know, on stage, don't stay on there too long. You're going to bore the people if you do that. The same with a painting, you know. If you do something with a few lines, it's worth 1,000 words, you know. It's a study in how to do things just right. So it pertains to music and art. It's the same rules.
I understand you are also releasing a new CD for your 85th birthday, released in September.
We've been all over the world doing that. We went to Bocelli, you know, the great Italian blind singer, and we went to Pisa, his home, and he has a recording studio and gave us a great Italian meal, and I sang Stranger in Paradise with him. All the artists are singing the songs that I introduced, and it's such a pleasure. You know, I had Amy Winehouse, and
how was that working with her?
It worked out great. Queen Latifah did a beautiful job on the song Who Can I Turn To. The record's coming out wonderful. It's far from finished yet, but the performances are terrific.